guys, what's up? So I'm coming at you with this video with what might be a little bit of a hot take or a different opinion, because I did hear a little bit of the chatter going on, and I'm just like, I think that maybe it's a good idea for me to actually make this video, because I feel like not enough people are kind of expressing this side of things. And plus, I did try going to convention Thursday, Friday, and yesterday and today. I'm just like, you know what, I'm not gonna go. It's honestly been such a freaking disaster that I'm like, yeah, I'd rather talk about 14 and do anything to go right now. I don't know if we'll even talk about it later, but in terms of this video, I think there is no denying that Dawntrail has definitely gone a little bit more difficult, and by a little bit, I do mean actually a little bit. And I know some people might disagree and be like, oh my god, it's the hardest thing ever. I don't think it is. I'm going to come out with the question for everyone and leave your thoughts in the comments. How long do you think a normal raid should last? Because we know that a lot of people don't do ultimate raiding at all. We know a lot of people also don't do savage raiding at all. A lot do, but let's be real, the majority of the player base doesn't. So how long should a normal raid actually last? Like, how long should that be interesting, grippy content? Because through all of the years of me playing, I can tell you that most people are bored of clearing the normal raids as soon as they're done them. Like, there has been not a single normal raid series that I've heard people go, oh yeah, I'm really excited to go and re-clear all of this. Like, I have not heard that. Maybe, okay, in all my years, maybe a grand total of about 10 times. And considering that I've been playing this game for a decade, that's pretty low. And so we get to the question of, should this content not have a slight bit more longevity for players? Because for Savage and Ultimate Raiders, and yeah, I know that a lot of streamers do pick up in my videos, like, obviously the normal raids aren't geared for you. You're just going to blow through it for whatever gear pieces you need, probably not ever touch it again, and probably even forget the mechanics. Like, because I know, like, even when I did clear, like, the Savage tiers, I'd go back and I cleared, like, the normals on, like, say, like, Hegemony, and I'd be like, wait, what the hell is this? So I think making these normal raids just a touch more difficult, which is what they did do, it's just a bit more difficult, will increase its longevity for the players who actually, where this is kind of like their peak premier content. This is the max level of content that they're going to participate in. The next thing I'm going to say is something that is beautiful about Final Fantasy XIV is that Final Fantasy XIV is truly a sandbox game, where it's like you can pick and choose which kind of content that you're going to particularly engage in and just completely ignore the rest. Like, if you don't like the gold saucer, you can respectfully pretty much ignore its existence. If you don't want to go to, like, RP clubs and stuff, you don't need to. You can completely circumvent the entire housing system pretty much. If you want to play completely solo, not join a free company, I mean, you'll probably get spammed by annoying people, like, if I'm honest, join my FC and all this, who just don't even know you and just want you to join a free company. That was one of the original reasons why I made my own in the first place, because I'm just like, yo, like, you don't even know me, and like, yo, you're just trying to mass recruit me into one of these fucking Zerg guilds, and I'm like, no thanks. And we're talking like 7 years ago or something like that, like, holy shoot. But you can completely circumvent that system too, which there's a lot of very valid reasons why, like, holy crap, we're not going to get into that, not the video. My point being, if you don't want a Savage raid, you don't need to Savage raid. If you don't want to Ultimate raid, you don't need to Ultimate raid. And likewise, if you don't want to participate in this raid set, you don't need to participate in this raid set. And that does include the normal raids. Just to make it clear, by that I do mean you don't need to do the normal raids. No one is forcing you to. I'm going to come with an even hotter take. Is being bad at raiding in a video game a bad thing? Ooh, I can already feel people getting spicy from me saying that. But I'm being real here. Like, is it that much of a detriment on your life to be like, yeah, you know what, I suck at rating at this video game. Yo, do you need me to say it? Okay, Cole FX is gonna say it. I fucking suck at rating in this game. Yo, you know what, I see enough of you dickheads posting it in your Discord servers and Twitter and stuff. Like, I have friends everywhere, and I hear y'all. I suck at it. You know what, I still went into Uwu and T in PF, and I had a blast doing them. I actually really enjoyed that. Well, I started with Uwu, and then I got kind of hooked on it, and then I started with T, and then I was going to go into DSR. I was actually prepping for it. like January, and then my fiance cheated on me in late February, and then I had to like lose my house in San Diego, my like 200,000 US dollar a year software eng job that I was gonna get there. I lost obviously like a 15-year friendship that turned into a 5-year relationship. My proposal was last August. We're gonna come on the anniversary. I was proposed to at Lake Moline and Jasper, and but aside from that, I was gonna PFDSR. I was ready to do it on Sage, and I was like starting it up, but because that got derailed. But if you need someone to make you feel better about like being bad at the game, like sure, bro, I suck at this game. I suck dick at this game. Like, I am the worst fucking player at this game. But you know what? I'm sure gonna be doing Savage. I'm still gonna enjoy it. I'm still playing the game. I'm still talking about the game. It's still something that I enjoy. And to be frank, especially after everything that I've been through, I really don't care for anyone's validation. I really don't care to have people that are just jerks to me in general be like, well, you stuck in a fucking video game. Like, bro, like, who gives a shit? And so, like, I think that that's what it also comes down to with this quote-unquote difficulty problem. Like, it just sounds like, it almost sounds like an insecurity thing. Like, let's be real. It just sounds like people being like, well, I didn't clear the normal raids on my first go. Well, this content's clearly too hard. Probably because the history of the game is that these have just been, like, push over nothing, clear it in like an hour and a half, and just whatever it fights. Like, and these ones I still think fall into that category, if you want my blunt opinion. Like, I still cleared them like super duper quick, but they do have a touch more bite, and just a little bit. Now I posit something which I know should have been earlier in the video, but why not get better at the video game? Like, why not push and try and learn the mechanics and like try and learn the game? Because if you're level 100 in this game, like, you've played this game a lot. Like, even if you theoretically bought like a level skip and then you just leveled through Dawntrail, like, you should be prepared enough that you could go into these normal raids and you can figure out the telegraphs. Like, maybe watch a guide on YouTube or something, which, no, that's not me plugging my channel because I don't do guides on raids. But like, why not challenge yourself in the game that you're clearly investing time into, and just like learning the mechanics, learning the fights? Like, I don't see the issue. Now we need to come to the question about like content trivialization and boredom, because this is something that not enough people talk about. Because it's like, when you're done and blast through the content with zero pushback, nothing in your way, nothing to improve and strive on, like, people get bored. And you're already hearing people who blasted through Dawntrail at like the speed of sound, like some of them were skipping cutscenes and that, being like, well, I'm bored. And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, there is only so many times that you can farm the same extreme trial. I agree with you. There's only so many times that you can mine the same time to nodes. I get you. But is it not something in the right direction to make the normal content more bitey? Because we know Savage Raiders in about a week from today are going to get more content. And we know that they're going to be doing that. Maybe they're in a static and they're just doing it for, say, 6 hours a week. But that is kind of like the bread and butter. And then they just basically raid log for a lot of them. So, is it not a good thing for the normal standard average player to have a little bit more pushback? And this does cycle back to the question that I asked at the start of how long should normal raids last? And kind of in my opinion, I think that this is a step in the right direction, because one thing that I talked about was, hey, why don't we have more mid-core content? Like Delubrium Regane normal mode had like that Doom mechanic, and it did have much more interesting mechanics than a normal 24-man Alliance raid. Now, was it without flaws? No, it definitely had some issues, but it was definitely more interesting content than the standard fare. So I'm going to end this video by saying harder content in general is a good thing. I honestly leveled all the jobs. I didn't feel that much of a pushback. I felt a little bit, but not much on them. Like, it's like, if you're a Dark Knight, don't be a dick. Please use the Blackest Night, please. Like, if you're doing that, like, I had no issue even with Dark Knights. Like, I see so many people complaining about Dark Knight, but like, I felt really solid even on Dark Knight. And I'm not just saying that to be edgy or cool. Like, I just said that I'm dog shit at raiding. And that I just, like, do it because I enjoy it. Like, which I don't think it needs to be more complicated than that, but like, just I think that this is a good thing. I think that it's a good thing. Like, get more engaged into the game, and I really don't get the complaining at all. Not at all.